This is the next driveway we're doing. I started on it yesterday afternoon because I got done another job earlier than I thought I would. But there was a bunch of stuff on that power line right there. This is probably the worst section. Cleaned up this side while I was out here for him. And still some big ones hanging over. That one there I'm going to do if I got some other work I got to do in here when I'm going to have my mini excavator, then I can just grab that one. I actually did quite a bit yesterday, and you can tell by the piles of chips, but I didn't have the camera with me, so some of this stuff that's laid out, we're going to do just all this stuff that got bent over from the last snowstorm we had. There's one good size one there. That's got to come down. That's a gray birch. That will come down fairly easy, I think. That's a big one. But then along the wood line all the way down to the waterfront, there's a bunch of stuff hanging. But I want to try to get everything cleaned up and chipped today. And then that rock wall that's over there, we're going to clean up. He wants to reweed paper it and put new black mulch on it. And I got to give him a price on putting some trees in place of what this stuff is. So, but other than that, we're just cleaning up. But he wants some type of arborvitae put on the end of this. Just thought I'd take a shot where we're at. Lighten the load on some of those. What I normally do is try to get a pile ahead of me before I start that. You're not just letting it run for no reason. But not a lot of privacy, like I always say, between these camps. There's a right of way to the right, so he only wants to take out what we have to. I took the tops off some of them, and then a couple heavy ones that were in there that were weighing this down. Now these should pull back up a little bit, so we'll chip this up and then I'll move down closer to the front lawn where the bigger trees are. What I do is I try to not leave big piles of chips anywhere. If they're nice enough to say you can chip it in the wood line, don't leave a big pile or a mess somewhere. It tends to make people ugly. This one should slide down that guide wire without upsetting too much, I think. Kind of went as I expected, so that, I've got a couple more down back we got to clean up. Only taking down what I'm comfortable with, but we got to go down around the waterfront and just grab some of the stuff that makes it easier on the lawn care guy. Some of the stuff that fell in the line. Believe it or not, the bottom of this is a right of way. It's pretty much the property line, he said, is where the tree line is. So like that one there is leaning right towards your house. If I do the other one with the machine, I can probably come and put a cable on that and yank it this way, but I also got to be careful because this is a leach field. I really don't want to even run my excavator across it. A lot of people will be like, oh, it spreads the weight, but nah. You get involved with breaking a septic pipe or something, you've lost all your profit real quick. So I was up front with them when I looked at this job. I told them I weren't going to do nothing that I was uncomfortable. That tree might pull back up. That has moved. That's straightened up 6 feet since I looked at this job probably 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So but there's a lot of trees down front that are issues that I'm not going to deal with. You almost got to have a crane come in and get it out of there. So but I'm going to go down and pick up all the broken stuff that's hanging in the lawn and then bring it up here to chip. Then we'll clean up, and then the next part of the job will be cleaning that side up a little bit. I'm probably going to do that today just so I can chip what's coming out. We're not getting crazy over there because that's the only privacy they got between the two houses. I think we're actually going to add some trees. So this is the stuff that was down front near the waterfront, and I'm going to do a little more of this to make it easier on the lawn care guy. I'm going to show you things you learn once you're in business for a while. There's a lot more tree stuff down here that you could deal with. The problem we have, you would assume that you're not on the property line, and then you look down and there's the pen. So literally that's someone else's property. So you don't want to make a buck, you don't want to get involved, because the problem is this, I've had it happen many times in my younger days when I didn't know any better. You start trimming, like today I videotaped everything I cut down was damaged. It's down here, I told them I'd cut back to where now when that falls, it's going to fall on the opposite side of this rock wall, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm cleaning up the mess I made, a few more pieces down there. But the property lines around here, that it goes up in an angle. This is things I'm going to teach people in my videos. You pick and choose your battles. Kind of getting burned out on this tree thing anyways. It's been so bad this year. Every week I'm chipping brush and doing tree work. Getting kind of burned out. All right, I'm going to show, this is about it for tree work, other than over there I'm going to just take and snip some stuff. But like over here, he started getting some pretty heavy moss and he was losing his good lawn. And this is like the only flat place he's got probably for grandkids to play on. So the concern he had, it's just turning to moss, was just it was getting shaded too much. So he let a little more sun in here. I also understand that he wants the privacy between this and right away, but you get rid of just enough. Don't go crazy. Over there I'm taking very little because this is literally nothing. When I rebark mulch that, clean it up, we're gonna put something here for a little bit of privacy. Probably do a mound of loam and bark mulch it so it matches all that. And we'll put a 5 or 6 foot tree that will grow fairly quick. You also grab a species of tree that will grow quick to create that privacy. And what I normally do is just plug plant into that tree line something that's not going to get bothered by the other stuff, something that will grow good in shade. And but there's a garage there that kind of creates a barrier. I think he wants in the fall, I think this you can kind of look right through, so I think he wants to create something more when the leaves come off the tree. So we'll stick with evergreen, something that will hold up. I'm also going to ask him about if there's a deer issue here, because I've put some beautiful shrubs in before, and they last 1 or 2 seasons, and during the winter a deer will come right in and eat them to the stump. Everywhere I worked, I take that backpack blower and I go down and I clean up every little leaf and like the piles of chips and stuff that were on the grass. Like I said, blow all that crap right out in the wood line with a chipper. Everywhere I used a chipper today and yesterday, there was little stuff like this. This is a new customer that just called me this year. I work for quite a few of the other people here in the neighborhood, but like I said, those rocks, I blew it off the top of the rocks, just little things. There was just a lot of leaves that fell off stuff as I was dragging it up the road. I don't believe I taped yesterday because the afternoon I came, but there was a bunch of stuff hanging. But it's a dirt driveway and stuff, but you just clean up after yourself, makes a big difference to people. I got I'm into this neighborhood pretty good. People are happy with what I do. This is a new customer, like I said. I just assume I like the neighborhoods where you go in and have 6 or 8 people out of 20 that live in there that deal, you deal with. We're on to this. I'm just gonna trim these up. I don't believe these are staying here. I didn't get the okay to do. He wants to take these out, put some type of evergreen in. This here, there's very little privacy between here and the neighbor. So I'm not, I already trimmed up most of what I'm going to trim up yesterday. Down here I'm just going to trim a couple of these that are hanging out now that water got on them. But I just figured I'd take a shot while we're starting. Probably going to get rid of the rotted wood that's up there. Put a couple new pieces of weed paper down, but I'm going to guess that's their campfire wood, so I'm not going to bother that. Nothing to do with what I'm doing today, but I trimmed the lawn care guy, I believe was here yesterday by the looks, but didn't really weed whack over here, so I did. It was just to make my job look better. But I just figured I'd take a shot where we're at. Alright, just another thing I want to show some of the newer guys and younger guys that get into this, to take the 5 minutes to do something. This is just a quick mulch job. I gave him a price to keep it simple, but like when you drop all these little things down, either rake them up or take a leaf blower and blow them around so you don't get heavy knit spots like that. The very top of that wall you can blow off a little bit. I just figured I'd take a shot. It's like something that takes 5 minutes, but people appreciate. Makes your whole job look better too. Another thing I did too was they must have grandkids that go up and down this wall walking, and a lot of the little rocks fell off. I tried to put them back up in there. Again, most people won't take the time to do it, but that's just simple things, cleans that wall up. We didn't get the answer on taking these out. I believe we will be coming back in probably a week. I'm going to try to fit it in the schedule. And weed whacking next to the bottom of that wall wasn't part of this job, but it just makes my job look better. I would have liked to have cleaned that rotted wood up, but I have no idea where they'd want it. So I just left it. But overall, I think once we do this corner, he wants to put some type of tree there. I'm going to try to talk him into plug planting that with something that will grow, mix in with what's there, and create a little more privacy. But another thing I want to do is show you some of the tools I use. I don't know if I've mentioned this in past videos, but like a company called Treework. You can get these at Blue Seal Feeds, most True Value Hardware. You do see them at Home Depot and Lowe's sometimes, but they're normally a company that's 1 year in the sun and they just get brittle and break. This one here, I'm going to guess, is probably 5 or 6 years old. It's just starting to snap one end off that. But you buy the cheap, you can buy it. These are probably $10 to $16 more than what you're going to buy at Home Depot, Lowe's. But and I'm not going to say maybe they carry Treework now too, but my experience has been the ones at a hardware store, Blue Seal Feeds, are $10 to $16 more, but they last. Same thing with the pitchforks. When doing bark mulch, you want something with the tines close like that. I have one of these that's the same distance apart, but probably twice as wide. If you're really like filling wheelbarrows off the back of a trailer or something. If we do this job, I'll probably try to save that one on the end, maybe one of the others. I got a fence line on my upper field that I'm trying to get to close in a little bit, so I try not, there's no sense not to dig that out and throw it up there. Half of my yard is stuff I brought home and saved, but overall trees are trimmed back. I don't do lawn care, so I don't, whoever did it yesterday, if you're gonna do lawn care, do it right. That's what I say. This here, I'm gonna guess he was using a zero turn, going too fast, because it's half of this didn't even get cut. It just laid over, so it's just gonna look like crap. Well, it rained last night, late last night and this morning a little bit, but as soon as the sun gets to this again, you're gonna see that's gonna stand up here and there and just look horrible. So sad, really. But like down the edge of this driveway, back when I did this type of stuff, I would have weed whacked all the way down. And again, if you're not getting that price, don't do it. Don't. If you're gonna do something, price it to where you can do it right. Or don't do it. I'm gonna try to, like a lot of videos, I try to explain how my business works. But like when I get paid for this, I kind of want to get paid for what I did so far. This is a new customer. I don't know. I know all the neighbors in here pretty much. That's how we got my name, so I'm not too concerned. But I'm going to try to upsell this job because it looks like this driveway could use some attention. It's all grassed in. I'd suggest like grading that out, maybe putting a little bit more better material in it. And it's kind of washing down towards the lake, which ain't good. But I have a product I sell that's called, it's basically rock chip. It's real popular in New York because of the type of rock they have in the ground there. It just, but around here you're starting to see guys do it. It's called rock chip, and that stays. I like the reground hot top, but around the lakefront, I don't like using it because if it makes it to the lake, it's just a big pain in the butt. And this is all downhill. The other side of this house, the hill's even worse. We're gonna call this one here. And again, I'm going to say, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. It's just some of the stuff we do. Like I said, I'm given some estimates on rock walls. I'm hoping to get taping some more extravagant looking stuff, to be honest with you. But again, thanks for watching. And again, please like and subscribe if you like my content. Thanks.